I just finished Starter Villain. This month was really good in terms of reads. I just feel like the intrigue is not there. My cat just jumped up. My husband has not told me where we're going yet. I don't even think he knows where we're going. Hi, quick update about my reading vlog and my journey. This is my Kindle and I just finished Starter Villain. I finished it Tuesday night. Yeah, today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday and I finished it last night, Tuesday night, and I really liked it. I gave it 5 stars. I will show you my exact rating on my May recap, like my Caw Pile rating, so with all the various different aspects of my rating, but I definitely really liked it. It's by Scalzi, who I'd never read before, and I'm so shocked and upset I've never read him before because he was such an amazing writer. It was hilarious and it was so much fun to read and I really enjoyed it. So I definitely will be reading more from him in the future. I've already added a ton of books to my TBR from Scalzi. Also this week, I've been reading Paladin's Grace by Kingfisher. As I've mentioned before, she's one of my favorite authors. I'm absolutely obsessed with her. I'm listening to it on audiobook and I'm really liking it so far. I think right now, as of Wednesday, I'm approximately 40% finished. And I feel like the story really started going at like 30%, give or take. And I was interested before, but now I'm much more interested. I'm mostly listening to it when I'm working out or when I'm getting ready for the day. As you've already seen on the first couple of days of this vlog, that's kind of really the only reading that I did on Monday. I don't think I really had time to do anything else. I woke up, I did my morning routine, which consists of reading, but reading the Bible. It's not reading any fiction books or anything, and I will do that. Then I will get ready for the day, then I will work out. Then I will actually get ready for the day, as in shower and finish getting ready. And then I will clean the entire house, and then I will probably cook lunch. And then after that's finished, I usually have to work on my own business or I have to work on other things. So I don't have that much time to read, especially not on Monday when I'm trying to catch up on everything. And Monday is kind of the day when I do the most household tasks because we live in Germany and you can't really do anything on Sunday. You are not really supposed to make that much noise, and so you're not really supposed to do your laundry, you're not really supposed to vacuum, you're not really supposed to put on the dishwasher or anything. And so Monday is kind of the day where I recover from not being able to do anything on Sunday. I tend to read more later on in the week and on the weekends, and yeah. Yesterday was a pretty good reading day. Tuesday, as I mentioned, finished Starter Villain, and I'm currently reading on my Kindle Harry Potter in Spanish. I'm still slugging along with that. That's taking me a really long time to finish because it's in Spanish and I'm very slow and I'm trying to learn as I'm going along. So I'm kind of trying to memorize the words that I don't know, which unfortunately are quite a few, especially in Harry Potter because the words are so specific. And then on top of that, I'm still reading Dark Skies and Dark Shores. So those are the only 3 books I'm reading on my Kindle. And then on my phone, I'm listening via Libby to Paladin's Grace. Also, I totally forgot. Last night, I also finished a book. I finished earlier before I went to bed, Starter Villain, and then as I went to bed, I discovered that the end of my audiobook, where I thought I had a whole entire hour left, was actually just 30 minutes of the actual book and then 30 minutes of the author doing an interview. And I didn't know that before. So I thought I had an hour left. I thought it was going to take me another day to finish. And then last night, as I was falling asleep, I realized that I was finished with it actually, and I was just listening to an interview. So I've also finished Dangerous Prayers by Craig Groeschel. He's the senior pastor of Life Church. And it's basically just a book on prayer. It's a Christian book, and I also gave that 5 stars. This month was really good in terms of reads. I really wanted to finish all of the books that I'm reading by the end of this month, so I wanted to finish Dark Skies and Dark Shores. It's okay to me if I'm not finished with Harry Potter. That's taken me many months, and it's probably going to take me many months more. It's not a big deal. But I did want to finish Dark Skies and Dark Shores this month, and that's just not possible at this point in time. I think I am 17% finished with Dark Skies and 10% finished with Dark Shores. So I have a ways to go, and I don't think that I'm gonna finish by the end of this month. Those books also aren't really gripping me that much, thus far at least. I don't know. I do think that they're good, and I think that they're interesting, but I just feel like the intrigue is not there so much for me. I definitely like them a lot less than I liked The Bridge Kingdom, which I loved The Bridge Kingdom, so it doesn't take much for me to like it less, but I just thought I would enjoy it more because I am super big into kind of pirate fiction and sailing on the high seas and all of that stuff, and I kind of thought that this book would give me that, and I think it will eventually, but it's not right now. As of 17% and 10% of the way finished. I don't know. It's not calling me to pick it up. I kind of have to decide to read, and I think you probably know what I mean if you're a reader. It's like sometimes I'm constantly just carving out sections of my day so that I can read because I have such a huge craving, and this time it's more like if I'm not doing anything else, then I think I guess I could read right now, and then I kind of decide, I guess I could read Dark Skies, Dark Shores. It's kind of that situation, and not so much that I am actively seeking it out and making time to read it, whereas that was the case when I was reading Starter Villain, especially towards the end. So who knows? It might grow on me, because I think also in the beginning of Starter Villain, I also was not the biggest fan of it. I liked it, but it was kind of a little bit of a slower start, and the intrigue also was not there for the first 30%. My cat just jumped up, if you can see him. That's Fish. But yeah, for Starter Villain, I think also in the beginning, it just wasn't grabbing me as much as other books have, but then it really grew on me. So I'm really hoping that's going to happen with Dark Skies and Dark Shores as well, but only time will tell. I will give you another update later in the week once I've read a little bit more. Hi, quick update. Today is Thursday. It always takes me a while to figure out what day it is because I don't go into the office. I work from home, and everything is kind of just on my own schedule whenever I feel like it, which is super nice, but it also means that I lose track of days really quickly and really easily. But today is Thursday. I doubt I'm going to be able to get any reading done today. I'm going to try to listen to some audiobooks because I have to pack for a trip. We were only supposed to be gone Saturday and Sunday, and not even all day Saturday or all day Sunday. But now my husband's family decided to extend the trip, and so we're going on Friday already, and midday Friday, and then we're coming back later on Sunday. And so now it's this whole thing. It's Thursday. As I mentioned, we're leaving tomorrow, so it's a little stressful, and now I have to pack for more days. I thought I could just theoretically bring one outfit and then that would be enough, but that's not the case anymore. And also I have no idea what the weather is going to be like because my husband has not told me where we're going yet. I don't even think he knows where we're going. It's just some city in Germany. At least I am assuming it's in Germany. I don't know. He said it's a couple hours away. Technically, a couple of hours could get us into Italy. It could get us into Austria. It could get us into the Czech Republic. If it's a few hours, as in 3 to 5 plus, it could get us into France. It could get us into a handful of other countries. So I don't know. I'm just assuming it's in Germany, but who knows? Maybe I should double check. Regardless, I now have to pack, and I also have to clean our entire house because we're going to have cat sitters, our friends coming over. So I think that's all I'm going to have time to do today. Later in the evening, we have small group with a group of our friends. The friends who are cat sitting are in this small group, and so that is at 7:30. And so I have now, which I believe it's 10:30 until 7:30 to finish everything that I have to do for packing, to clean the entire house top to bottom, because anyways, I usually do a deep clean on the weekend. I'm not going to be here on the weekend, and so I kind of just want to do the deep clean today. I have to organize things a little bit, prepare for us leaving our cats for actually the very first time. I'm going to try to listen to some audiobooks while I'm kind of cleaning and organizing things. So I'm really hoping that that is going to kind of save me in the end and not get me too far behind on all of my reading. I'm really trying to finish 2 books before the end of the month, Dark Skies and Dark Shores by Danielle Jensen. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think my last update, I said I was at 9% and 12%, and I am further now, but honestly, I'm not that far. I'm at, I believe right now, 19% and 22% or something like that, give or take. So I've doubled my percentage, but in the grand scheme of things, that's actually not that far. And as I said, don't know how much time I'm gonna have today. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's probably not going to be much time at all. The car ride, I'll definitely be able to listen to an audiobook, which I'm super pumped about. But I think other than that, I probably won't get much done. But I will let you guys know. Really, the only reading that I've done at all today so far was reading my Bible in the morning. And that was it. And I'm reading Proverbs, which if you've read the Bible and you've read Proverbs, you know that it's really, really, really jam-packed. And I'm doing a year-long Bible study plan where you finish the entire Bible in a year. I pick a new one every year, and I picked one from the Bible Project, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I will put a little screenshot here, and I'll link it below, or at least I'll link to the BibleProject.com in general so you can check them out because I think they're so cool. They add little videos at the beginning of most days, and they're such cool, really creative, really well done videos. And I don't know, it's just so good. They explain the topic so well, and I just love it so much. But I have been in Proverbs, I want to say a week now maybe, and it's crazy. Like, I'll put a little video of the highlights that I have in the YouVersion app. It's like the whole chapter is basically highlighted. You kind of really have to think about it to understand it, and it makes it so good when you do understand it. But it also means it takes a really long time to understand the entire chapter. So I definitely don't really feel like reading right now at this moment after I've done my Bible reading plan. I kind of just want to do something with my hands and just be active right now. I would love to work out today. Technically, I should be working out. I do kind of like a 3-day plan and then a rest day and then 3 days and then rest. And it's push, legs, pull, which is like an upper body push day. So like push-ups, I'm trying to work on bettering my push-ups. So that's basically the only thing I do on a push day. And then it's lower body day, so just any lower body workout. It's not my favorite. It's my least favorite workout. I really don't like training lower body. I really like training upper body because I feel like you can do so many cool tricks with upper body, and I just think it's a ton of fun. And I really like calisthenics, and you really need a strong body for calisthenics. Strong upper body. Just a body in general, that's true, but a really strong upper body particularly. And so then on a pull day, then it's pulling upper body exercises, as in like pull-ups or, you know, any sort of exercise where you're pulling towards you instead of pushing away. And today technically is a push day. I don't really think that I have the time. It's kind of unfortunate because I don't think I'm gonna have the time tomorrow, Friday or Saturday. And then Sunday when we come back, I guess I could do something, but it's kind of like, if I don't do it today, I'm not gonna be able to do it for a few days, which is definitely going to put me in a little bit of a slump. I feel like if I don't do something for 2 days in a row, it's very hard for me to get back into it, and I'm just so unmotivated and I just don't want to do it. And so I know it's going to be difficult, but also I have a lot to do today. So if I want to get everything finished today that I have to finish, then I can't work out. So yeah, kind of unfortunate. But anyways, I have to get working now, but I will give you an update later on. So, quick update on the clothing. It's going well and I'm organizing quite a lot, but also I'm tired and the cats get everything dirty. I've got so much cat hair on me now. And also, I kind of do want to listen to an audiobook, but it's not the one that I should be listening to. I know there's no should or should not or anything. It's just I really want to finish Dark Skies, Dark Shores and Paladin's Grace before the month is over, if at all possible. And I don't think that I'm going to finish at this point in time. I'm like not that far finished with Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher on Libby. And I have another book that I'll be reading in June. And I know it's a little bit early, but this book came up on Libby and I've been wanting to read it for a really long time. And I have been waiting to read this book for like 4 months on Libby, maybe more, maybe 5 or 6 months. It is one of the longest books that I've had to wait for on Libby. And once it was available to me, I didn't want to delay it. I've already delayed so many other books and said, you know, let the next person borrow it. And then you have to wait 14 more days and then it would be halfway through June. And then by the time I would finish it, it would probably be the end of June, maybe not even in June at all. Maybe then it would be in July. And so I really just wanted to read this book now and get started on it now, which means that I borrowed it in Libby as of last night. And I don't want to give away what book it is because you can watch my TBR jar video to find out. And I just want that book and I don't want to listen to what I've already been listening to. It's not that Paladin's Grace is bad. I really do like Paladin's Grace. I'm enjoying it a ton right now and I love T. Kingfisher. Anything she writes, I'm obsessed with. But I really want to read this new book. It's like this new shiny object in my library and I just want to play with it. I'm 99% sure that I'm really going to like it and that I'm going to want to just binge the entire thing once I start. And so I'm kind of afraid to start now because I have such a busy weekend and I'm not going to have that much time to listen to it. And I really should be listening to Paladin's Grace and I want to focus on Dark Skies and Dark Shores. And I don't want to balance too many books at once because I'm also reading books in German and books in Spanish, not as much as I'm reading in English. They're kind of just in the background being forgotten most of the time. But I did make some progress. I read actually last night 1 chapter in Spanish of Harry Potter. So I'm now like, I don't know, 65% way through with that book, which is not that good, but I'm working my way through it. I will get there in the end eventually. But I just have so many books that I'm balancing and I don't want to add another one to the mix, especially if it's one that's going to take over like my entire brain chemistry for the next week. And so I keep putting it off, but then I don't want to listen to Paladin's Grace. I just want to listen to this new book. So I don't know. I think in the end, I just won't listen to any book and I will just keep listening to music, but I don't know. It's really frustrating. I just like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if that's also you, like if you get a new book and you just can't keep your hands off of it. And you just have to open it up. And it doesn't matter if you're reading something else. It doesn't matter if you had a plan. You know, everything just goes right out the window once you have access to that book. And you just can't help yourself. That is where I am right now. And I'm trying to hold back so hard. But also, I don't even have that long to finish the book, which is the whole reason why I should be working on that book instead of the other new book. The new book that I got, I have 14 days to read. Paladin's Grace, I only have 3 or 4 days to read it, and then it's gone. And there are people waiting in line behind me, so I can't renew it. Like, that's it. Like, I either finish this book now, or I have to wait in line at the back of the line and wait probably a month or 2 months, because I think there's like 3 or 4 people who are waiting in line for this book. And I really don't want to do that. So I really have to finish Paladin's Grace. And I should be reading that on the mini road trip that we're doing. But I just want to read my new book. It's so frustrating. Today is Sunday and we just got back from our little vacation earlier today. I walked in the door and I promptly took a 2-hour long nap. I really needed it. I did not sleep very well, but because I didn't sleep very well, I listened to actually a lot of audiobook. A lot of audiobook. You might be thinking, that's great. Did you finish Paladin's Grace? To which I would say, no, I didn't listen to Paladin's Grace at all. I did exactly what I did not want to do. I listened to that new book that I got, the book that I've been waiting months for on Libby, and it finally was available, and it's like 22 hours long or something like that, give or take. It's in the 20s for sure. and I didn't want to listen to it because I have a full 2 weeks for that book for my, my library loan on Libby. And for Paladin's Grace, it's due in like 1 hour as of recording this video, and I'm not done with it. And there are people waiting in line behind me. Luckily, it's only 3 people, so it's not the end of the world. It's just really unfortunate because I am going to have to return that book without finishing it. There's no way I could finish it in 1 hour, even if I sat down and listened to it right now. And honestly, I don't want to. I want to listen to the other one. I just thought I'll just listen to like an hour of this new one, just for like a little bit of the road trip. And then for the rest of the road trip, I'll listen to Paladin's Grace because I knew I had to finish Paladin's Grace and that was my priority, or at least I thought. And then I started listening to this new audiobook and I just was like blown away, not necessarily because it's such amazing writing or anything, but just because I just really like the story. I don't know what it is. I really like it. It is pretty cheesy, and I'm already 50% finished with it. And like I said, this is one of my June reads, and it's the end of May, and I am reading this book. It's like May 25th or 26th right now. And so I shouldn't actually even be reading it this month. I really wanted to finish the other books first and then really truly save this one for June. But like I said, I got started on it and I just started listening and I can't stop. And I don't want to do anything other than listen to it right now. But also it really sucks that I did not finish Paladin's Grace and now I have to return it. And people are waiting in line, so I'm gonna have to wait a few weeks until I get it again, which is really frustrating, but I'm in line right now. I'm number 4, so we'll see. Maybe somebody will return it early. Maybe somebody will do what I do to books all the time and let the next person borrow it because they're not ready to read it at that point in time. I'm really hoping, like, fingers crossed that happens so that I can get back to the book sooner because I really do like that story. It's just I started reading this other one and then I just went ham. The place that we went to was Bodensee, and I wasn't sure where we were going until the morning that we were leaving, and then I found out that it was in the area of Bodensee, which was so exciting because I've never been there before in Germany, and it was so beautiful. I mean, you've already seen the clips if you're at this point in time in the video, so you know how pretty it is, but I cannot express it enough. It was like Mediterranean vibes, but like with beautiful German houses, like half timber houses. And it was just so stunning and it was so nice and beautiful. And the water was so beautiful. Just 10 out of 10. It was such a nice little vacation. And we saw some caves while we were there too. And it was so much fun. And in between everything, I was listening to this audiobook. Anytime I was waiting, anytime there was downtime, anytime nobody was speaking to me, I had an earbud in and I was listening to the audiobook. It was so good. And I slept horribly, which sucked. But also, I just kept listening to my audiobook until I went to sleep. And I kept putting the timer on for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And then it would go off and I would still be awake because I just could not sleep. And so then I'd put it on again for 30, 45 minutes. And it really added up because like I said, this is like a 20+ hour long audiobook and I'm 50% of the way through. So I listened to literally so much this weekend, and it was just Friday, Saturday, and today's Sunday. So like 2.5 days I've listened to like 11 hours of this audiobook. So I really did go ham on this book, but I really enjoy it so far. I didn't have that much time to read my Kindle, unfortunately. I am barely any further than I was when I gave my last update. I did read a little bit, but really not that much. I'm just so invested in this other book. And that's really all I can think about, and that's all I want to spend my time reading. And so I'm focusing more on that than on Dark Skies and Dark Shores, unfortunately. And definitely more than Paladin's Grace, which is a really unfortunate situation that it's being returned back before I'm finished with it. But it's my own fault. I brought this upon myself. So, final update for this week. The week is now officially over. It's Monday morning. And did I get as much reading as I wanted to get done? Kind of, yes. But did I read the books that I was supposed to read and the ones that I intended to read this month and this week? No. Did I read a book that I was not supposed to start until June and completely forget all of the other books that I was supposed to be reading? Yes. I have absolutely gone ham reading that other book that I mentioned earlier in this vlog. The one that is part of my June TBR prompt jar picks, and I really didn't want to start it until June, and I'm already 70% finished with that book. So I have no self-control. I could not help myself. I don't know if you're the same way, but as I mentioned earlier in this vlog, it was like a shiny new toy in my possession and I just had to get my hands on it. So unfortunately, that does mean that I really screwed the pooch on Paladin's Grace. I let my loan lapse and it was returned to the library last night, which is really disappointing. However, there is an upside. This morning I woke up and of course I don't know, felt the loss. I thought I really wish that I had this book again and I really want it back, and I'm really disappointed that my loan lapsed and that now it's returned to the library because I really want to read it now. It's like a typical you don't know what you have until you lose it kind of situation. I only realized once it was taken away from me, and then I was, faced with the reality of having to wait multiple weeks. I think it was estimated 8 weeks or 12 weeks until it was going to be back in my hands, in my possession, or at least on my phone, not in my hands because it's an audiobook. And once I was faced with the fact that I was going to have to wait so many weeks to get it, then I kind of really wanted it back and I really wanted to finish it now. And so then I started thinking, okay, what can I possibly do? I have so many library cards, in Germany and in the US, and so there has to be something. I can find it somewhere. And it's not on any library database in Germany that I have access to. I couldn't find it at all. It's not even on the, to be released later this year list or anything. So that was a huge letdown. But then I thought, okay, fine. I still have my US library cards. So then I tried looking there and it was always either not available at one library or at the other library. That was the one where I had to wait like 8 to 12 weeks or something like that. And so I just put it on hold and I thought, fine, I'll just wait. But then I remembered that I have Spotify Premium, and Spotify came out, I think earlier this year, with audiobooks like included in their Spotify Premium plan. And I think you only get 15 hours of listening time, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but you definitely don't get unlimited listening time, that's for sure. Because I was listening to an audiobook and I got cut off right in the middle and I was pissed because I did not know. And it was like right in the juicy bits and then it just cut it off and you have to wait 30 days for those credits to reload. So that was like the most excruciating 30 days of my life, having to wait until it was finished when then I could listen to it again and finally finish the audiobook. And I think I kind of just like blocked it out of my mind, Spotify Premium. But then I remembered this morning that I have Spotify Premium, and lo and behold, Paladin's Grace is on Spotify Premium. And it's just like included and I can listen to it. And like I said, I think you get 15 hours of credit time or something like that. And I'm already roughly 50% finished with Paladin's Grace. And so it's definitely not going to take another 15 hours until it's done. I think the entire book was like 15 hours or maybe even less, maybe only 11 or 12 hours total. And as I said, I'm already 50% finished. So I could finish this book and I could start another one even. But I'm just going to focus on this one for now. I don't think I'm going to finish it before this month is over, which is really, really unfortunate. I really wanted to finish it and that was my goal. And I don't know, just things got out of hand and I ran out of time. I was focusing on other books and now I'm focusing on this one book that I'm not even supposed to be focusing on, the one for my June TBR. And so I don't think I'm finishing Paladin's Grace this month. I think that's going to have to be a book that I finish in June, which is fine with me. I don't really care too much. I'm just happy that I don't have to wait 8 to 12 weeks to finish it. So at least there's a golden lining to this very sad situation that I put myself in. So anyways, that was a highlight to finish the week on at least. And I really have not read Dark Skies and Dark Shores since my last update a couple of days ago. I want to say 3 or 4 days ago. I haven't even touched it. I haven't even touched my Kindle since then because we had this whole road trip thing and this trip, and I just didn't want to take my Kindle everywhere. I just had my phone with me. And so if there was the possibility where I was waiting for someone for a long time by myself, then I just listened to my audiobook on my phone. And again, the audiobook of the book I'm not supposed to be reading until June. So I just did that this weekend and of course focused on the one thing I'm not really supposed to do and procrastinated on everything else. That's my whole personality. I think despite this overall, it was a really good week of reading. And again, I'm not too serious about putting limits on myself, like saying you can only read this in June or whatever. It's more just that I wanted to keep it till June because I really wanted to finish the books that I have right now. I'm really bad about picking up books and then seeing another book I want to read and switching over and then switching over to another book and switching over and then just like leaving a trail of unread books behind me. And it's not that I'm not interested in them. It's just that it's the whole shiny new toy mentality. I just have it so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm really trying to get better this year about fixing this kind of mentality because I don't want to leave a trail of unread books behind me. I want to leave a trail of read books behind me. And so I'm really trying to focus, and I really was trying to focus this month particularly about stopping this kind of new shiny toy jumping around kind of mentality. And obviously I failed big time this week in that regard. But again, it's not that serious to me. I will finish them one day. But for now, at least for this week, I did really enjoy the new book that I picked up, even though I broke my promise to myself. But it was such a good book. Again, I'm not finished with it, so it is such a good book, and it's still such a good book. But yeah, you will hear about that next month and in my next reading vlog probably, which I guess will come out maybe in 2 weeks, give or take, sometime in June. Then finally, I will reveal what book I am reading or what audiobook I'm listening to and give you some juicy details on it because I have some thoughts about this book. Anyways, that's all for my reading vlog. Thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day. Bye.